We are live.
Yes.
We are live on the internet, and we are about to watch the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The first season, first of many millions. I'm Frank. I'm not at all joined in studio by James and Katie. Hi, Katie. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Uh-oh, we got a loop. Yeah, so are you guys excited about this episode? Well, we didn't really put any thought into this, and we're going to put no thought into the show itself. We're just watching it, and you get to watch us watch the show. It's very meta. I think we've had a good season so far, to be honest. I know that a lot of people have been mixed about the show in general. A lot of people gave up on it early. I never had a bad feeling about it. Like, there's never been an episode that I really didn't like a lot. Like, there's been ones that I haven't liked as much as others, but I've liked the show overall. And I really liked it since the big reveal after Winter Soldier. Now you say.
I definitely agree. Once I was the biggest naysayer of the show.
Really?
Yeah, but then finally, Winter Soldier came out, and we were watching it in the middle of the Soldier. I said, S.H.I.E.L.D. is gonna be cool now. It's not just random sense.
Yeah, it definitely. There is a reason for everything that happened before, which is pretty damn cool. I'm excited. I hope. Honestly, I don't want to see any characters die. I like all the characters we have, including the bad guys. I'm gonna weep. Unless it's
I didn't even think about that.
Round.
You think someone's gonna die?
I think it's possible. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't want Ward to die, but I still want him to be a bad guy.
I agree. Yeah, I want him to stay a bad guy, but I don't want him to die.
It's starting.
Commercial.
All right. So that was pretty cool. I'm glad they're alive. I didn't think they were seriously going to die, but
no.
I'm glad that they are alive. So the question is, you think Ward planned that vertical drop of the box so they had a chance of surviving?
I like Ward.
There's really only one way for him to push it.
But he's not very. Even evil Ward doesn't strike me as the smartest tool in this yet.
Right. I think it's possible. I stick with what I said last time, that this was the best thing he could have done for them.
Exactly.
But I don't think he had any plans that there was a good chance they would survive.
Right.
Although that might be what they're building towards. I'm really curious about this whole incentive thing that Cybertech keeps mentioning. So this new person, the recruit, and I love the way Whedon's do this. The business evil.
Yes.
You know, like being part of middle management at an evil organization. I love that. It for some reason, that's a trope that has not worn out yet. It's relatively new. Yeah, and they keep mentioning this thing called the incentive program, that no one ever passes up the incentive program, and if they don't have any volunteers, the incentive program will give them more.
I don't know. But I definitely think we might see the evil corporation being more of a big bad center figure next season.
Yeah, it's possible. I think we're going to see some... I think we might end up this episode seeing some legitimacy behind the evil organization, or at least the people in the evil organization. And that's a major thing for me, as you know, James. I really do have a problem with villains that don't have good motivations. They're evil just for the sake of evil. I hate that. It's so bad. So knowing that some of these people, like Mike Peterson is a great example, have a very legitimate reason for doing the horrible things that they do, is cool.
I'm going to say everybody kind of seems, so far the villains in S.H.I.E.L.D. seem like they have a very legitimate reason for what they're doing. You know, even if it's Quinn is just for power and greed, and Reyna is to find out something about herself, but even vague, those are still very interesting reasons for why they've chosen the sides they have.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't wait to learn more about Raina.
Yeah, you like flowers? I love her name.
I didn't used to, but now I think I like the way her actress acts.
Yeah, she's really good.
I've been a fan ever since her and Coulson had her sit down, and I really liked the episode where she appeared too. It was really good.
All right. All right. So when you're watching a season finale, what do you eat and drink?
We just had burgers.
Good
Yeah.
choice.
Turkey burgers though, with mushrooms.
That's awesome. I have root beer and jelly beans.
I'm gonna get a glass of Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's our first brand of the evening. Coca-Cola, you owe.
I'm here to make money.
You're 5 cents per can she drinks.
I think once we hit the middle of the episode, I'll go for ice cream.
Nice. Good choice.
I really hope that Fitz and Simmons make out at least on the bottom of the ocean before they think they're gonna die.
I think we're coming back.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Fingers crossed.
We only get one shot at this, so let's go over the plan one more time to make sure we're clear on exactly what we're doing, okay?
Oh.
I glimpsed it through the eyes of every creature dead, living, or yet to be. This is the beginning.
Whoa! Green? Look, it's red. Whoa!
So he pulled out. Did he pull out his rib and stab him in the brain with it? Oh, good. Good that happened.
Yep. Fitz and Simmons were making me all teary-eyed.
Yeah,
the Wiggins again.
Man, he's shipping them so hard. I hope a ship comes to help them ship.
What about blah, 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 what was I going to say? Oh,
I like Trip and his endless bag of World War II special effects.
I hope
funny.
I like Trip's shtick. It's making him cool.
Yeah, I agree.
I hope that Trip becomes like the new Howling Commando. Or I bet the Howling Commando with Trip introduced is probably someone we could see in Peggy Carter series.
Oh, yeah, it's
because it's around the right time, and if it's playing as a prequel to S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be really cool if his great grandfather was in the other show.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be. You know what's interesting? When they first revealed that Trip's great grandfather was a Howling Commando, people on the internet, specifically on wiki pages, said who it was. I believe it was Gabe Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And then afterward, people removed it because I assumed they're like, wait, why does he have to be the only black Howling Commando in normal continuity? So they changed it. But we technically don't know who his great grandfather is. They haven't said his name yet.
Right. But we know he's one of the Howling Commandos, so the Howling Commandos could be people we see
in Agent Carter.
More of
in Agent Carter.
Really backdoor pilot.
Yeah.
What? Oh, I don't know if it's even that far.
Yeah.
So one thing that Agent Coulson, who is Greg Clark.
Greg.
Clark Gregg. It's because his Twitter has the name switched.
Yeah, either way, it's great.
Yeah,
well, what were you saying?
He was asked to describe the episode in 3 words for an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and it's payback's a bitch. So you take that as you will.
Huh.
But we already know what's his face is gonna die.
Assumably Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton is...
Well, we really don't know. I presume that he will. I don't think they could get Bill Paxton for 2 seasons. Plus, his villainy seems to be reaching a fountainhead. You know, it's
Yes.
it's gonna.
Well, when you rip out someone's rib and stab him with it.
Yeah. I don't know what else he could do with it to keep the rating the same. That doesn't mean he can't be used elsewhere, but we don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm really. Oh God. Oh, Jack!
Oh!
Wah!
Yeah!
That's not even. That's not even Nick Fury. That's Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson is like, hell no, I'm not gonna let them die. I don't give a. I'm showing up.
I'm shipping this.
You're not allowed on the set with a helicopter. Nope.
He was on site filming that day. He punched out the guy driving the helicopter, inserted himself into scene.
Yep, I firmly believe that.
Oh, that was really good.
Really touching.
I'm really, Warp's driving me nuts, man. That he's so desperate for orders. I mean, I guess it makes sense because really all the time he was with the team, all of that was just an order. So has he ever really not been following orders since he's been rescued, which is a long time?
So if Garrett tells him
kind of pathetic.
Be a good person and be the Ward everybody thought you were, well, he's suddenly, like, is that like asking a genie for a wish to be normal? Like, what happens
He
there?
doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, I think that's it.
He's just a soldier.
He doesn't have, he doesn't. The last person he remembers is the screwed up kid who hated his family and tried to kill his brother.
Because he was such a young kid when he started taking orders and becoming a good soldier.
Yeah.
It's only actually the way he can be redeemed because it's not he's one way or the other. He has no identity right now.
Right. I feel like that is a very interesting solution. I've seen that in something else where you don't. Oh wait, that was a Doctor Who story, wasn't it? There was a robot that the Daleks made who thought he made the Daleks in World War II. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
There's that robot scientist who thought he was a robot, and who thought, and they had to tell him like, all right, pretend to be human. That's not how it worked. Yeah, that'll work. Whatever. Sure.
Well, tell Garrett to pretend to be human.
Yeah, Garrett has to tell Grant to pretend to be a normal human being, and then we're good.
Nah, I kind of hope we see Ward kind of flounder around for a while.
Yeah, I'm not being serious. I like what's going on with him. I think he's messed up and clearly messed up. Very interesting. I just can't get over the scene with Fitz and Simmons. It's very nice. Everybody, you wanted them to kiss. They were kissing. It was a kiss goodbye. Oh, man.
Wasn't the right type of kiss.
The thing that kills me is they didn't even need a big intro for Samuel L. Jackson's show up. Because we would have wooed if he walked in a door. And that was awesome. But
that was like 10 times better, right? We got to switch cameras to Katie every once in a while. Because she's like,
I haven't.
Nah, who cares?
You can't see it. It only happens on the broadcast.
Oh.
So, but whatever I'm thinking is recorded.
On camera sharing these golden. Oh, she's right there. She's a little thumbnail.
I make mine so I can always look at Frank.
Oh.
Wow.
I know.
I hate you. Ah!
Samuel Jackson.
All right, now he's just the Samuel L. Jackson fairy.
Comic books are awesome.
It was powered by drama and tension.
Learn something.
Hey, Dad. Did
he kill him?
I don't know.
I thought he just stepped on his hand.
By the way, it probably hurt. Frank! Thoughts?
Yeah. So, interesting. That's pretty cool. I don't have much to say yet. I'm glad there's 15 minutes left because I need more. I need more.
You need more.
Yeah.
So you figured out the incentive program?
Yeah. Okay. So the incentive program, I had a feeling that we have justification for a lot of the villainy in this show so far, but we don't have justification. I don't even remember if I said this out loud earlier for all the mooks, everyone else. I mean, we could assume that each one of them has their own story, but it's nice to see that there's a reason why there are countless middlemen working in Hydra or Cybertech or whatever. And I figured the incentive program would have had something to do with family members who were sick and dying or something, getting healed, or in this case, just being held hostage. So, interesting. I'll be honest, I'm not... The Ward May fight was cool. I'm not super happy with the
building that was the convenient section of the building under construction for them to fight in.
Yeah, there's a lot of drywall for them to be throwing around, throwing each other through. Also, to be honest, I don't know. Nick Fury's second miraculous show up, not nearly as cool as the first.
How did he get there?
Yeah.
Here's a big BFG, you know? It's like, all right, I guess, sure, thanks.
I don't know. It was funny it was fun in the context of like a comic book thingy, but it wasn't. I don't know. I feel like there was drama and tension between Garrett and Coulson, and having Fury there just kind of. I mean, they kind of turned it into a joke between the.
Yeah,
the three of them.
I think it may have been a mistake to make this climax a joke.
Yeah.
And so that last part didn't feel like it. There were funny jokes.
Oh, I'm still gonna come back.
Oh no.
No, that's a kid.
But hopefully they didn't kill him there, so there'll be time to question him and stuff like that, and that the drama will play out there.
Right. I mean, I like it. I like the joke of, don't tell me this was all because you misheard my one-man speech. It was funny, but like, it's a balancing act between gags and drama.
Yeah, it's not that the gags were bad. It was just that I was really riding high from a bunch of drama between them and the stuff going on in the opposite of it was, you know, the drama between May and Ward, the rescuing of the families. It just, I don't know, it felt a lot of place, but it was fun.
What's interesting about this review we're doing that's live is that I have a feeling I'm going to back off of a lot of these thoughts because this is the first time we've ever done it as it was going on, and plenty of times I've watched the show and been like, meh, I don't like that. But then I'm like, oh, I totally like that. That was amazing. It paid off, and like we have a good chunk left, so who knows what will end up happening.
But the most important chunk.
Last couple of minutes.
They're all about the last few minutes.
True.
You can't miss the last few minutes on this week's Agents of Non-Pro. Oh, I mean Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No?
That's right. No.
Yep.
All right.
So that stuff with Garrett at the end was stupid.
Yeah, it made no sense. They took his body away. They took his body away. Why was he lying on the floor in that room?
It was like a post-credits silly thing that they put in there.
Yeah.
In the middle of the show.
That is totally what that is. That was something that was definitely filmed with an intent for the post-credits, and for some reason made it into the not... Like, I don't know if I would have liked it with the post-credits, but in the post-credits either, but at least in the post-credits I've been like, oh, that was, you know... Amusing. Funny post-credit sequence, you know, haha, Bill Paxton, yada, yada, But
yeah, I don't understand. Mostly it's because I don't understand why he would have access to that machine to set up that joke,
he
right?
wouldn't have access to machine to set up that joke. I was kind of disappointed that we found out he was dead to begin with. You know, like I feel like there was a bunch of stuff to play out there. Obviously, I was already upset with the, you know, that the kind of the ending battle in the third part with Fury and Coulson ended up being a little too tongue-in-cheek and really kind of downplaying the drama they had there.
Yeah. They defeated their enemy by being more powerful than their enemy.
Right.
That was
Not
really
by
it.
being, but not by being better than their enemy.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest. If he had access to that machine, it's only because Coulson left him there to do that, and then that's a little sick.
There's still a final minute to the show, right?
That's right.
Is there?
Coming.
I agree. I feel like if it was just to torture him, it seems like
Oh. Yay! Consequences!
Coulson really is gonna go mad.
I'm very surprised that they added so many more mysteries to the end of the season. Like, what if they had gotten picked up? That would have been really.
Well, I'm gonna say that's why that was a post-credit sequence. It's kind of easy to tell. Okay, so Patton Oswalt probably was not originally planned to come back, but his character was incredibly well received. So.
And we all almost exactly predicted how he would come back.
Yep.
It's really weird. Because we kind of were just joking, but it makes a lot of sense in a really stupid way. I'm okay with it. As goofy as it is, I'm okay with it.
I bet you they filmed 2 things. One where Fitz comes back at the end, one where Fitz doesn't. You'll notice that they didn't leave anything open-ended with Ward. And that was the post-credit sequence. So say they didn't get picked up, the post-credit sequence was that thing that just got shoved into the episode. It's him shooting Garrett. They get picked up.
Right, it's possible. I'd like to get confirmation on that. It's interesting.
Because they knew their finale. Their finale's the post deadline for advertisers, for pickups. So they would know, unlike other shows, they would know if they were or were not picked up. So they could make that decision last minute like that.
Right. All right, so here's my likes and dislikes. I love the Fitz and Simmons thing. The whole thing was great. I liked Fury appearing. The whole thing was great. May and Ward was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I even like Ward's sadness and the fact that they didn't let him say anything. I kind of enjoy that because I don't think there's much he could have said. If he had said something that was too villainy, people wouldn't have been satisfied, and I wouldn't have been. And if they said something too you don't know what I had to go through, I wouldn't have been satisfied either. So not giving him the ability to say something was cool. And he has to figure out who he is, and it's very, very cool. Fury's extended return, I didn't like it. Him handing S.H.I.E.L.D. over to Coulson seemed really shady, especially because clearly there is something crazy in the juice that was in his blood. But Sky's parents thing, that creeped me out. The dripping blood or ichor or whatever. That's cool. What do you think?
Additional things I liked. I liked Sky in this episode. She got to be really badass. I liked her with Cyberdyne or whatever. I really liked Reyna and Quinn. I thought
Cyberdyne is Terminator.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, okay.
Hey, they're making robots. It's
probably a nod.
Yeah, I really liked that. I liked that she kind of got to be a bit of a badass. I liked how Mike Peterson ended. I thought that was good. And I don't think he's ended. I think we'll see more of him still. I think he will be out there doing good, and he will guest star again. I didn't mind Fury returning, handing over S.H.I.E.L.D. to Coulson. I think that's cool, and I think it makes sense for a direction for the show in the future.
Yeah.
It's important to have that because that's what the show didn't have at the beginning of last season, and they couldn't do that at the beginning of this season. They couldn't do that again. So,
right.
I like you. I did not like the extended stay in the sense of their banter, because the other three things going on in that trio of three scene cuts, we had May and Ward fighting, we had Sky doing all this badass stuff and saving people, and then it didn't make sense, because what Sky was doing was clever and smart. It wasn't necessarily more powerful, it was clever and smart.
Right. That was one of the few times our heroes actually did something where you're like, oh, I'm glad you're winning because you're outsmarting the villain.
Right. When May and Ward are fighting, they're very evenly matched.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what's going on. But with Garrett being so powerful and all that great stuff going on, and then all of a sudden it's just like, here's a gun, turn the tables, blah 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 blah.
Right.
It was, as much as I enjoyed their tongue-in-cheek banter, I thought it was well written. I just think it was misplaced.
I really think Garrett was wasted in this finale.
This ending, no, he was completely wasted. And they should have cut out that post-credits sequence if they got picked up. That's something that they put on the box set, release online tomorrow, that everybody would have got a chuckle out of, and it would have been fine not being directly in the continuity. It would have been better.
And I just really feel like, I mean, I suppose the actual post-credit we got kind of reframes Garrett in that maybe he isn't, I mean, he's clearly a villain and he's crazy and what have you, but he's also a little bit right about the translating the alien language of the gods or whatever he said. I mean, obviously there's some major repercussions that are coming,
Right.
But it's hard. They didn't really, they did not do the balance well. Oh man, I'm so disappointed.
It's the problem. The problem was Bill Paxton's character didn't get a chance to show that he was right. We didn't get a chance to see him be. We didn't get a chance to be like, maybe he is right. We saw it through Coulson mirroring him at the end. We saw it through Raina talking to Ward, but never him.
Yeah, I do think it's, and I did like the banter. I think it was the banter. I think that stupid little cutscene. They laughed at him while they were beating him. They laughed at him when he had his like villain grandstand moment, and then when he resurrected, they laughed at him and killed him.
They were bullies.
At no point. Well, beyond that, I'm not even saying like it's not fair for Garrett. That's getting a little meta. That's like he was like it's not fair for Bill Paxton, but Clark Gregg and Samuel L. Jackson were picking up Bill Paxton. That's all. But I'm talking like in universe, in the fiction, we don't see anything to suggest that this character is something we should be worried about or be afraid of. So when it came to the end, when it wrapped, it's sort of like, all right, well, if we don't fear the villain, then the stakes are really low.
And my thing is, I did fear Bill Paxton, like I did in all the previous episodes. I thought Garrett was really scary and really powerful and outsmarting our heroes and always one step ahead, and that was great. And in this episode, they just threw it all out the window. Yeah.
I mean, as soon as Sky's virus worked, that was it. They effectively were going to win.
Yeah.
And that happens in the first thing in the episode. I was very disappointed how that came down, which is a shame because overall I think the episode was fun and good. I'll be honest, it wasn't a great season finale. I think they left a lot of things hanging. But you know what? Screw that. Let's concentrate on the good parts. I'm very interested to see more about Sky and Raina. And Garrett, I hope Ward is still a big part of the story. Maybe not like first episode, but I hope he comes back at some point and becomes significant. Simmons is really interesting.
I'd kind of be excited to see Ward in a little bit of, and when watching Hannibal, but like a little bit of a Silence of the Lambs role for him. I mean, they're the only S.H.I.E.L.D, so they're gonna have him locked up with them, right?
Right.
So, they're, like Coulson, after he notices he's doing that drawing, he'll come to him and say, what was Garrett doing? And, Sky, I'm sure, will approach him after the things he said about her being a monster. I just think I just think it'll be cool to see him in a room not kicking ass for a while and kind of being like,
Right.
starting to realize he holds cards that he doesn't really hold. Or they think he holds cards he doesn't really hold. Hopefully he gets smart and comes into his own, kind of evilly like.
I'm very curious to write down all the things that Ward has done, and both as an agent and as a counter agent, and see exactly how evil he is. Because I'm sure he's done a lot of bad things both ways, but there was, I don't know, maybe I just have more empathy than your average person. I talk to a lot. Everybody hates his guts, and to be blunt, he was a kid who was kidnapped and forced to become a soldier. Child soldiers are, maybe he wasn't a child, but I do think they did their best to establish that he is mentally damaged goods. And I think the series has no problem acknowledging that. Fans, on the other hand, I think have a major problem.
You guys spoke up to say how you felt about the episode.
Katie, how did you feel about the episode?
I didn't even get a chance to do my likes and dislikes.
Here, I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna mute myself so you can talk.
This might get cut out. I don't remember. But Katie's in the same room as James, so we muted her mic. Maybe we should switch that now because I forgot. I'm sorry, Katie. All right. Yes. What did you like about the episode? What are your dislikes?
Right. I'll be on your dumb show. All right. I liked a lot of it. I also agreed that something just seemed so out of place about Garrett's death. It was a little anticlimactic. They made it a little silly. Something just didn't seem right the way it was edited. I really think that they didn't think they were going to get picked up or something. Because you didn't even get the final headshot. You didn't get anything. You didn't get to see him die, and all of a sudden his body was outside. It didn't even make sense edited together. It's like they had a different ending, and they edited it up because they're going to have a second season.
I totally agree. That whole, from Mike Peterson's foot coming down to him coming out in a stretcher, but then being in the room, weird.
It was weird. It didn't make sense. I'm really excited for next season. I'm really excited to see how Fitz is psychologically after this slap in the face, this whole thing. I'm really excited for Fitz's first confrontation with Brant. It's going to be really cool.
So good.
And I'm also really excited that Coulson's crazy, because this entire season is driving me nuts that May's watching him just in case he goes crazy, and then they're just like, oh, well, he's not crazy. This whole stuff didn't happen. This is only over a course of a few years. Why do we assume it only takes 3 months for you to go crazy from this shit?
Right.
But I was excited that there was actual consequences for this. I'm excited to see if there's... I'm going to assume, I'm making the assumption that there will be no consequences for Skye, because there's something else about her to counteract that, which I assume we will learn in the next season.
Or possibly in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Ooh!
You made a good point about the consequences of the resurrection drug. They made such a big stink for so long in this show about it being a bad thing or a dangerous thing, that if it had just been you were fine. By the way, here's the keys to S.H.I.E.L.D. Director Coulson.
Although I do like that he got the keys of S.H.I.E.L.D. because, it's a cute moment, and you want Coulson to succeed, because Coulson's everybody's best friend.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, this is Fury. The man is clearly still watching.
Oh, yeah.
And he's still watching, but I also like it kind of parallels the show. He handed over the keys to S.H.I.E.L.D. We say we're making it as a TV show. We're good. We don't need you, cinematic universe, to lift us up anymore.
Oh, and the best line of the show, it was an event of a fallen Avenger. Exactly. Oh!
He's
romance.
He's so cute. He's like the fifth Beatle.
Yeah, he's like their bestest roadie.
Little Brian Epstein Avenger.
Yep.
Beatles nerd.
All right. We'll probably do a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Recap show officially, because I'm sure Matt and AJ and possibly Al will have some screaming to do. I can't wait to hear their opinions because this is what I'm going to predict. Matt will like it and get increasingly more upset that we didn't like it as much, even though we did like it. Al will hate it, and he'll hate it for loud, angry reasons. And AJ will point out things that nobody else has noticed. Strange minutia.
Can James make a GIF of all of our faces reacting to Nick Fury popping out? Cause
Yeah, I think that would be nice. James, get on it. All right, I think we're ready to wrap. Are we done?
Yeah.
I think so.
Do we play dominoes? What's up now?
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our live Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. watch-along finale thing.
Why does it always have to be long? Why does it always have to be long and complicated? Why does it always have to be bad?
Experiment. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for joining us, and tune in this Sunday when we will talk about the thing for realsies.
Yeah. All right.
I love that song.
It's the best.